Hey guys, welcome back to Grim Productions, and today I'm going to be doing another Spirit Halloween theory theme video. I believe this is my third video in the series that I'm doing for 2023, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing of a possible castle theme for Spirit Halloween 2023. Now, whenever I say castles, some of you might be wondering why I'm putting up photos of the ruins from 2014. And the reason being is because this is the closest that we, I believe, have to the kind of castle that at least I'm kind of talking about. I'm not really talking about like a very, pretty looking castle. I'm definitely kind of more referring to a kind of medieval abandoned castle. And I feel like the ruins definitely captures that feel a lot. And I don't think that this theme gets talked about enough. I think it's a pretty cool theme overall. It was like one of the first themes to kind of incorporate like a lot of special effects and stuff, like the screens and stuff. I know it wasn't exactly screens, it was more of like a projector style, but it still was pretty cool that they incorporate that in the theme from, back in 2014. And I believe it was End of the Road Haunts who actually told me that this theme was the ruins of like a church or something. But it's close enough to a castle to where I'm kind of going to consider it a castle kind of like esque at least. So if they were to do a castle theme, for 2023, and I'll get into the reasons of why I think that's actually a pretty good idea for 2023 in a little bit, but if they were to do a castle theme, I believe it would look a lot like the ruins. This is just a very abandoned kind of medieval style with a lot of like this overgrown grass and plants on it, and I just think it's really, really cool. But especially nowadays, a lot of like modern technology that they can do with the themes, as they had like the vibrating floor from this year and the screens that they've been using since 2021. I just feel like this would be really, really cool. Now, here's the downside to a castle. I feel like it's because the science lab in its own was already kind of like a medieval Frankenstein's like castle kind of thing, and I feel like it would be a little too similar to this. It's very similar to the ruins in like the way like that the art style of it is. But the thing that makes it different from the ruins and the science lab is the science lab was a complete structure. It was a big, structural tower like lab. The ruins was essentially just the ruins of from what In the Road Hunt said, a church. It was kind of crumbling, falling apart. And I feel like if they were to do a castle, I feel like they should kind of go back to this style of just a falling apart building that's kind of collapsing in on itself, kind of caving in. And I feel like that would just be really, really cool. Of course, the outside might look similar to the science lab, especially with like that like drawbridge kind of look to it, like the science lab had. But the inside of it, because the themes do tend to have inside portions to them, I feel like will be a lot different than what we've ever seen before. I feel like if they were to do like an inside kind of thing, it wouldn't surprise me. I think this would be really, really cool if they were to have these like screens that they do, or the projector like hologram screens, but to have them as like portraits, like haunted portraits or paintings, kind of similar to what you would see like in the Haunted Mansion or something, where like the portraits kind of change as you walk by them. But I feel like having like a hologram portrait would be really, really cool. Now, I don't know how to do that because all the holograms that they used, I believe, were circles. But maybe they can just do screens or something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that would probably be like the simpler solution also, is just do screens, even though those do tend to kind of glitch out from time to time. But just doing something like that, I feel like would be really cool, kind of having just like a changing portrait hallway, just along with a lot of other stuff too. You could have like chandeliers everywhere, or like torches, or whatever you kind of want. But again, if they do a castle theme, even though I feel like a medieval castle would definitely be the right path to take this, I feel like it would kind of be too similar to the science lab, which they just did the previous year. But I guess the same argument could be kind of said for the 2019 and 2020 themes. Even though they're both two different themes, they're both aquatic kind of style, or just kind of something dealing with water. I just feel like with this castle theme, they should definitely do more of a ruin style theme versus a modern kind of royalty looking castle. I feel like that would just kind of look a little weird with the animatronics. I'm using this as an example too, which if you don't know what this is actually from the new movie that just came out, and this is a castle theme that's exclusive like in the movie. This is not an actual theme, but this is, I guess, the closest to any kind of castle theme we would ever see from Spirit Halloween. Now, this theme, like I said, was used for just the purpose of the movie itself. But if they were to do a castle theme, it would probably look like this as far as like the style of it goes. But Spirit Halloween does not do themes like this. I don't know if it just looks like this in the photo or something. But I feel like, their themes would be more like one kind of piece versus this huge like layout kind of style. Now, I don't know, for the 40th anniversary coming this year, they could be doing a lot like larger themes and stuff, which I'm kind of hoping that they do that. But I doubt that they'll be doing anything like this. Also because this theme that they used in the movie, it looks really, really awkward to me. I don't know why. It looks so out of place. And I don't really like it that much, honestly, but this is just like the style of it is probably what they would go for, obviously. But I'm hoping that if they ever do some kind of castle or like dungeon theme, that it wouldn't look a lot like this. Speaking of dungeons, I feel like, that would kind of be a similar thing to a castle, almost like a, castle medieval dungeon style theme. And to be honest, I find that with any of those two themes, there could be a lot of opportunity for a lot of really cool characters in there, and a lot of characters to just come back in general. With a castle theme, you can have you can actually have clowns. Clowns would make sense in a castle theme because of like the medieval jesters and stuff. Of course, they might have to be, a little bit more similar to like that jester we got from Home Depot back in 2021. But I mean, it's still a clown. People will probably get the idea, of course. But castles are so big and they have so much to offer as far as theming goes. I feel like that it just there's a land of opportunity with characters inside of a castle. Plus, castles are meant to be big. They're large. That's kind of their whole thing, is that they're huge. So I feel like with these themes, we could just have a lot like in them. It could be just a huge thing that could stretch out to the far end of the store. I don't know. I feel like they would definitely have to go all out if they were to choose another castle theme. I know I didn't put any photos of this on here, but the clock tower I feel like is another really cool like theme that kind of it has some kind of a castle-esque to it. I feel like if they were to take the ruins, the science lab, and the clock tower and put them all together, I feel like that would make a really, really cool castle theme. And of course, just add a bit more of like some of the things that I think I mentioned are pretty cool, like the changing portraits. I guess it would be kind of cool to put something else like on the ground like they've been doing these past couple of years. I'm not really too sure what they would do though with that. But like I said, I do think there's just a lot of opportunity, not just for the animatronics, but for what they can do with the theme, really. I mean, whenever it comes to castles and stuff, sure, like whenever it comes to like main base, like scary castles, most people kind of think to like overgrown, medieval, rundown, like abandoned castles and stuff. But I mean, they can definitely do a lot more. I just feel like something that's kind of relating to that, like a medieval, like rock structure, just would be really cool. And especially for their 40th anniversary, a castle kind of typically is I feel like a castle would be kind of one of those themes that's just like a big deal because of how big it would probably be. And I feel like that would be a really good theme for the 40th anniversary. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for this video. Please tell me down in the comments below, what do you think of a castle theme for Spirit Halloween 2023? If you think it's a good idea, or if you think, that's kind of bland and kind of similar to the science lab for this year. And yeah, anyways, if you have any more theme suggestions, please tell me down in the comments below. And if I like them, I might put them in another video. And yeah, anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.